Good evening, and welcome to Inside the Game on Tobago Updates and Tobago Sports Live. What a beautiful Thursday evening in the country of Trinidad and Tobago, and of course on the beautiful island of Tobago. Today in fact, this afternoon I had a really good practice session for this weekend's opening games in the Tobago Cricket Association League. And trust me, I may look comfortable on TV, but I'm feeling the pain of a 40-year-old. But we're going to discuss more of that as the program goes on tonight. But with me tonight, after recovering from, I'm not going to say the dreaded word, but flu. You recovered from your flu, right?
Yes, I have.
So it's so good to have Camille back in studio with us tonight. Yes. She utilized the bush medicine.
All of it. Yes, a pleasant good night to you, Trinidad and Tobago, and of course, by extension, Tobago. It's so great to be back. It's so great to be on set with you again, Marcus. Yes. I missed it a whole lot. Yeah. Don't mind my voice. We had a fantastic weekend. Just this weekend gone, we had the Zenith relays, and listen, I was shouting for the entire weekend. So that might sound a little bit funny. But it's not the flu. It was just I'm a bit hoarse from shouting so much. Yes.
And talking about shouting, I mean, I talked for the whole weekend. I'm thankful to get my voice back now. But the Zenith relays is really competitive, exciting. It was my first track meet. Calling the games. Normally you see me at cricket.
Yes,
and sometimes you may see me at football. But track and field, I like to watch track and field. But then calling track and field is a different experience, because when you have spectators, you have to inform them about certain things.
Of course.
Now at cricket, I mean, if a player, let's say Antonio Providence is playing, I can tell you
everything.
I mean, the history of Antonio Providence.
All his stats.
All his stats. But track and field now, you have to have that synergy and have someone there who understands track and field as well. Even when they're using the wind gauge, because you know they'll say heading to a headwind of something.
So 1 point something.
It may not be a legal run. So I was happy that Clayton Clark was also there. Yes. And I can tell you Clayton Clark is a walking encyclopedia when it comes to track and field.
I agree with you. But I must say that you did a fantastic job. You brought a certain vibe to the track and field. I mean, the information was fantastic, but you brought a vibe. You could have felt the vibe in the Dwight York Stadium on Saturday and Sunday. So I must say you did a fantastic job. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there again.
I was there.
All right,
and good. That vibe came about because of the performances of the athletes on the track and also in the field. What I liked, I'm not sure if that's the way they do it at big meets, in starting off with the field events and then getting to the track. Because normally when I go, they more focus on track and the track.
On the track, yes. So usually they do it simultaneously. Right. And most times person don't really pay attention to what's happening on the field or to the field events. Right. So it was a breath of fresh air to see them actually put the field events out there. Exactly. And persons were able to focus on the field events. You were hearing persons cheering for the ball through. You were hearing the woos and the wows it was fantastic.
I saw some good high jumpers, and we even had a record eclipse, and of course we're going to hear from Saren Bishop, who's going to be one of our guests tonight.
Definitely.
Talking about Miss Grant, Lolini Grant. She did really good in the shot put. I think she broke a national record there, and she qualified for World Juniors. Right, discuss, right? So we're going to hear more about her and her development into what I call a senior athlete now, because she represented the country at Carifta. And then we also had Shaquem McKay.
Yes.
Outstanding sprinter. I mean, I heard of him before the Zenith relays, obviously on news and obviously in the papers, and he made the team to go to Carifta Games, and he medaled there with the relay team. But seeing him up close and personal, trust me,
and seeing him perform.
If we continue to develop these guys in the right way, trust me, our future looks really good when it comes to track and field. So I had a really good weekend there, and then obviously cricket, of course. I
can't leave out the cricket.
I must attend. I went to Trinidad yesterday. I'm a selector for the national under 13 interzone. It's a new experience because I'm now not looking with a biased eyes. I have to look at all the players and select accordingly. But I'm very happy to announce that Tobago won its first game yesterday.
Very good, very good.
Over the years, teams, the other zones look at us as whipping boys.
Right.
And
beating paddles.
Yeah. We're going against Tobago, we're going to choose spinners behind them, and we're going to beat them right through. But just from the first game I saw them played, I knew that this bunch of fellas, once they continue playing,
they're a work in progress. They're gonna get up there.
Yes, so they would have completed their schedule of matches, but they would have played 3. They were defeated in 2 and they won 1 yesterday, and convincingly so as well.
All right,
so
nice.
Kudos to Coach Gilbert Lizama, manager Oscar Orr, and all the players. And I can tell you now, remember the name, not Carlos Bafute, remember the name Kimwell Lynch. Very good opening batsman.
Coming out of Wim Anglican, yes, I taught him there. Fantastic young man,
and I mean, this is his thumb, and Kimwell is like same height to this.
Trust me, the first time I saw him, I laughed at him. And when he goes out there with his pads on, I said, Lord, this pad bigger than Kimwell.
Kimwell, but he's really good. Zion James had a really good game as well. He top scored 42. Kimwell made, I think, 33. And they would have batted first and made 183. And restricted the side to 113. And as I said before, over the years, when it comes to under 13, Tobago zone considered whipping boys. And for me, it's all about development. This is where we're going to get our next Brian Lara from. We're gonna
of course, definitely. Definitely agree with you.
This age group here. So kudos to the guys. I hope that the Tobago Cricket Association, of which I'm a member, we're going to pay some attention to them and keep them together, keep them playing, which is very important. I mean, what else you attended this week?
Well, I was stuck in track and field for the entire week. And then, of course, we are preparing for this weekend's event, which is also why we have Mr. Soren Bishop here with us tonight. Yes, so we are definitely looking forward to interviewing him all about what is coming up this weekend. It's definitely something to look forward to.
Fantastic. Yeah, so we're going to take a break now and we're going to come back with
definitely.
Fantastic. So, guys, you are inside the game with Cami and Mr. Cricket. Yeah. When you see me call me Mr. Cricket. Yeah. Right? So, of course, stay tuned. We're going to come back with Mr. Soren Bishop. Is he the manager of Mercury?
He will tell us when he comes.
Yeah, so share the live. Let them know that we are inside the game, talking about all that sports in Tobago and, of course, by extension, Trinidad. Stay tuned. Let's go!
Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us. Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us. Let's go!
And welcome back to Inside the Game. Of course, it's your girl Camicia. And we are here to talk about a particular event happening this weekend. So with me, I have Mr. Soren Bishop out of Mercury. Good night to you, Soren.
Good night, Cams.
And how are you?
I'm good. I'm a bit tired, but I'm good.
All right, good. Well, I could share in that experience. I am tired myself, but we are here nonetheless. Right, so there's a particular event happening this weekend, and of course this is one that is close to my heart because it involves my little babies in track and field. Right, but before we get into the actual event, tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us a little bit about Mercury.
Well, my name is Soren Bishop, profoundly known as So-So. Marcus.
Of course.
Marcus calls me So-So and a number of people. I'm the head coach and president of Mercury Athletic Club.
Right.
Yeah, so that's just basically it. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Okay, so how did Mercury come about? Now, I know Mercury has been doing a fantastic job so far because, I mean, we have seen just the other day, 2 of your athletes went out to Jamaica and they did pretty well out there. And just this weekend, we had Miss Grant breaking one of the records in the discus. So you are definitely doing well. So tell us a little bit about the club. How did it come along? How are you doing so far?
Well, yeah. It was through an experience where where the school got an invitation to Scarborough Sec is where I teach. I'm a physical education teacher. And the school got an invitation to the pen relays in 2015 and 2016. So it was out of that experience of experiencing track and field at a higher level because of my involvement. I was actually involved in football a lot.
Right.
And after those experiences, I made a switch in 2017 to coach track and field full time. And I have not regretted that move. It's a very fulfilling experience. I'm actually dealing with the children more one-on-one, and the range of children in terms of the age groups, from 5-year-olds straight up to senior athletes. It's an experience that I would trade for anything else.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear. We definitely know that Tobago is in great hands for the various clubs that we see coming out. Right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the thing. Right, so you have events coming up this weekend, Mercury Juvenile Showdown. Tell us a little bit about the event.
Well, the event wasn't necessarily, wasn't birthed by myself only. Triska Smart, who is one of the, I don't like to call them assistant coaches, I like to call them co-coaches because I tell them they have the same powers as
you do.
as I do. So Triska was one of the brainchild or children behind the entire idea. Now, previously, in years before the pandemic, we had Jaguars Athletic Club, Tobago Jaguars Athletic Club, doing events for juveniles. And we thought that coming out of the pandemic, there weren't enough events or enough activities for juvenile athletes. Those are the athletes in the under 13 age groups down.
Come down, right.
And we decided to, listen, let's do an event and let's see how it goes. To at least include, because we had a lot of junior athletes participating and there weren't enough juvenile events.
I agree.
And so we decided that we would not do the event at the stadium. We are going to host a community project. So it is basically involving a community. It is going to be at Speyside. A number of persons ask us, why Speyside?
That was another question.
The truth is, why not Speyside?
Okay.
So we are involving persons in the rural ends of Tobago, and because we definitely believe that in Speyside, Charlottesville, Daraford, there is athletic talent that is not tapped into. So most of the children, they come from Scarborough,
right?
Down,
Yes, definitely.
and they have the opportunities. But I speak to a number of athletes or a number of prospective athletes who are in my school, which is Scarborough Sec, and I ask them, why aren't you involved in track and field? And they said, we don't have a club in country, or they have to catch the bus to go home. And then when you look at the number of clubs that there are, there's only one club that I know for sure that is in country, which is RSS.
Oh, yes.
Falcons actually tapped into the resources of country as well. And Mercury have a satellite venue as well.
Okay.
But we believe that something more has to be done. And if coming out of this event, a new club has to be formed in Speyside or wherever in that part of Tobago,
right.
not a problem. And maybe next year we will decide to go north side unless somebody else decides to do it before. So this is just an idea that is coming out. If another club is hearing me talk now and you all want to go north side, go north side and do something for them on that end.
Of course. And I heard you talking about maybe next time. So is this a one-off thing, or do you plan on making this an annual event?
Well, based on the discussion so far, we don't want to limit the idea. So we will sit down and make evaluations as to what we would do next, but we just taking it for this event, and then coming out of it, we definitely have, some introspection, and then we move from there.
All right, nice. So of course I heard you say that it is a community project, so which basically means that the community is invited. So you are inviting persons to come down.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that process. So when it is that they come, what do they have to do? What do they, because as from the club aspect, I know we had to send out information and stuff. But of course, inviting the open public, now you're opening another door to invite those young athletes and stuff to come in. So tell us.
What is intended is that because we have invited a number of track and field clubs, and we know that people bring people. Nobody has to pay to come into the Speyside venue. So what is going to happen once people realize that an atmosphere is brewing? People are going to bring their children to the event.
Of course, definitely.
And so with that sort of organization, we intend to have persons come in. Now, a number of sports clubs have been invited outside of the track and field family. We have the Mount St. George Police Youth Club.
Okay.
We have the Charlottesville Police Youth Club. And we told persons, listen, if you're not attached to a youth club or an athletic club, bring your child or bring your children. Let them come. So I've been meeting people. Have you heard about it? And they say, yeah, we're hearing about it, but we still want more information. So I've been messaging them. I don't know how many people are going to show up there on Sunday, but I know for sure we're going to have a real juvenile showdown because people already put the stakes, put down their markers already and say, listen, I'm coming for wherever you have.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. And definitely where you see you have a lot of children participating in stuff, you will see more coming on as long as they know that here, you could come and run. You will have an entire gang out of them. You will definitely have a lot of persons coming out, especially out of Charlottesville, Speyside area. So tell us what I saw on the flyer. I think the fee is $5 per event.
Yes, it's $5 per event. We catering for the athletes who are in the under 13, under 11, under 9, under 7, and we decided to tap into the under 5.
I saw the under 5. I said, wow.
So what we want to do, we just want the children to come and have fun. As I said, we intend to start at 12 noon sharp on the dot. So which means that you have to be there for the latest by 11 so that you can
organize.
Those of you who need to pre-register and those who need to collect bands and also warm up, because we want to have a warm-up session for those persons who have the earlier events. I know for sure I could tell you the first 4 events. We're going to go with the boys under 13 and girls under 13 shot put event. We're going to have a ball throw event. We're going to have, and all of those will be simultaneous. We're going to have a long throw event, and we're going to have 2 long throw events. So we have 2 areas for the ball throw, and so that we try to maximize on the time that we have, because we're going from 12 and we intend to be finished by 5, 6 the latest. We have culminating that event, the entire event, a relay, a mixed relay, and in between all of those we'd have the sprint events or the running events, the track events.
All right, so is it just strictly focused on track and field? Will there be novelty events? No novelty events.
So it's strictly track and field experience.
All right, definitely. You're going to have anything for parents, anything for coaches?
Well, we are going to be throwing out a parents race. So we have a mother's race, a father's race. We have an open event. So if there are any persons who may not have children who feel inclined that they want to bring back some glory days, you have the option, to jump out. Let your children or your neighbors or anybody see that, you have something inside of you still there.
All right, definitely.
Up to you.
Definitely. So, of course, one of the things that, especially children, one of the things that they look forward to is prizes. So, are there going to be prizes for these kids as they perform?
All our first, second, and third winners are going to be receiving medals. And normally, I would always like everybody to get something. So we may have a surprise for everybody who participates.
All right, nice.
Don't hold your breath, but we're looking at something for everybody. So, we have participants, at least they go home with something.
They're not going home feeling let down because they didn't come first, second,
and parents, I know some parents thrive, especially in these age groups, to try to create champions from early. And while that is necessary, please, if your child didn't win anything,
don't
feel too bad and be that first comfort to them. Listen, it's okay. Let them have fun. The first measure of sports is participation.
Of course.
And not necessarily winning. Teach them how to lose as well. And losing is and not necessarily losing, it's about participation. Finishing the event and being fulfilled. That is our foundation.
All right, definitely. Well, you heard it here, folks. You have a lot to look, or we, I should say, have a lot to look forward to. We are definitely, Tobago Sports Live, we are definitely going to be up at Speyside. We will be carrying this event live. We cannot miss it. We want to show off, especially the younger athletes who have not had any sort of glory as yet. Yeah, they had a little play this weekend, but of course, this event is focused on the juveniles. It's focused on the under 5, the under 7, the under 9, the under 11, and the under 13. Right? These kids, since the COVID, since the lockdown would have ended, these kids did not have as much participation. They were unable to participate as much as the rest, right? The under 20 and they got those guys, they had their opportunities in which they had to participate. So I personally want to thank you so much for bringing out some, because we had some juveniles training for 2 years, right? While this lockdown, and they have nothing. They had nothing, right? So it's very exciting to see that you came up with this, that our juveniles actually have an event that they could come out and participate in, win prizes, feel good about themselves, that they weren't training for anything, something to encourage them to continue training. And as you said, that untapped talent that you are inviting to come out, you'll never know what could come out from that. We could go up there and find a next...
You never know.
Yeah, you don't know.
As you're talking about last weekend's event, I know I didn't touch on it, but Lalini didn't have an opportunity, Lalini Grant, she didn't have an opportunity through the juvenile program.
Right.
She came straight as a junior. She started in 2017. So she was in her first or second year under 17 or under 15. I think it was
so she would have already passed the juvenile stage.
And she came in and she has been the epitome of hard work, and also not only through track, but she's also doing well in her schoolwork. This weekend, she broke the national junior record for the discus throw. The record was 47.74.
Right.
Which I can't remember. I think it was a young lady by the name of Ashley Smith. In the States, being a Trinbagonian who lives in foreign, and she now put the record to 49.02, which actually helped her to qualify for Pan Am Juniors and World Juniors. And she is supposed to be at the event, so some of the juveniles
can
may get to see who she is.
Okay. And a record holder, look, we bringing it high. That's good. That's some good stuff. So, is there anything else you want us to know throughout? Is there a way that, of course, if persons want to contact you personally about any information that they want to get, can you share your information?
If the flyer could go back up again, I think the flyer has everything. But for those persons who would like to contact myself or Triska Smart, my number is 799-4111 and Triska's number is 777-3839.
Okay, nice. It was fantastic talking to you. Of course, we are definitely looking forward to the Mercury Juvenile Showdown this weekend, seeing our young athletes come out there and represent themselves, right? Definitely want to look forward to this weekend. All right, so guys, we'll be right back on Inside the Game. We'll join with Marcus. We have another interview lined up for you. We thank Mr. Bishop very much for coming on and giving us all the information about that showdown coming up this weekend. It's one you do not want to miss, so find your way up to Speyside. It's not that far. Yes, we'll be right back after this break.
Let's go! Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Are you looking for that all-in-one shopping experience? Then look no more. Visit Lamb's Best Mart for your grocery items, fruits and vegetables, drinks, home items, stationery, gift items, hampers, shopping gift cards, toiletries, small hardware items, and much more. We provide order and pickup service, even delivery to your door. We are your friendly community supermarket. Check us out today at Lamb's Best Mart, located at 22 Daniel Trace Canby, or visit us on social media at Lamb's Best Mart.
I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards to our
Welcome
top
to the Big
story.
Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and looms as
remains. When
the public is
nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Speyside Marine
in Tobago fishermen.
When will the
Sion
Roxborough
Francis
Hospital be fully functional?
Of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window
Still
at the
find
islands
treasures like the golden
continue to
waterfall.
rise in Tobago.
Let's go!
Welcome back, welcome back. Yes, and of course an interesting interview there with Kemi and So Bishop. Love to see it, love to see the clubs and private people coming together outside of the government and putting these initiatives together. And you know, what piqued my interest is 5 and under. I have a 5-year-old. I mean, she jumps, she flips, she rolls. I think I'm going to take up the Speyside and put her to the
Bring her up.
put her to the test.
Of course,
I think I'm going to put her to the test in that event on Sunday, because trust me, what I have seen over the last 2 years, she needs some kind of event to go and put that energy on. You know, so I will take her up to Speyside, and I will come back here next week with all the trophies, because trust me, I know she's going to win. She's going to win all them trophies there. But an interesting... In fact, we will bring her here to interview her as well. I know, and talk about...
That's no problem. You know that. You will know that.
You know, but that's a really really good initiative by the Mercury Club. I mean, I saw Mercury is like about 5 years old or less.
We should have asked her in that.
Yeah, they
something about, but they are
relatively new.
They are.
I know you need to talk on face, so we are. Yes, a community.
Of course,
it's a community.
And that is how I think of it.
Yes, it's a community.
Now, obviously, we are different clubs.
Yes.
And we are that because there needs to be competition and so forth.
Indeed.
However, how I look at things is that we are literally preparing these kids to represent Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
So, of course,
it should be.
It's competition between clubs.
Yeah.
However, we should all be at a state of mind where we are focused on just preparing these kids for the next step.
Yeah, because you don't know it all. Sosa doesn't know it all.
Of course.
Kelsey or Sir Franklin and Alan and all those guys. The merging and the coming together of the brains and the minds, and putting together programs to ensure that Tobago's athletes, they have a chance to compete with the bigger boys in Trinidad.
Yes.
Because we always look at Trinidad as, they don't like we and whatever it is, If we can come together with all the experience and the expertise, I am telling you that, hey, we will get some...
Exactly. And a lot of persons here,
and all these different people, all these different persons coming forward.
A lot of persons here don't understand this.
Yeah.
And
there's rivalry. There's a rivalry.
Yeah.
And we don't understand.
And it gets so upsetting.
There's nothing wrong with rivalry. I always say they're competing. You see me? I playing against you in a cricket match. I would talk to you for the whole week. But they say on the day of the match, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
And then as soon as the game is done, but we are friends again.
Drink 2 beers, that kind of way. But
definitely.
If we have that synergy, because I'm hearing some stuff coming out of the Tobago Athletic Committee, not too pleasing at all.
Of course
and we need to address that at another time. And it comes back to the point that we are trying to make, that we need to come together for one goal. And the goal
we need to
is
stop some of the nonsense that's happening.
Getting our best athletes out there performing.
Definitely.
And I was so happy to see at the Zenith release last weekend, we had clubs from Trinidad as well.
Of course.
Burnley, I was really impressed with Burnley. Outside of their uniforms, they just the enthusiasm, the supporters, they supported one another right through. Win, lose, or draw.
And listen, you would find that with most of the Trinidad clubs.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, they come to Tobago and in a totally different atmosphere. And you would see they participate, and when they at least come back up into the stands, you would hear those that are in the stands, they're clapping.
Exactly.
They're welcoming them back. It don't have to be that they won. They welcome them back, that warm welcome. We really need that in Tobago. I am pleading to all the athletic clubs in Tobago, we need to stop our nonsense. Seriously, we need to stop our nonsense and form something good that we can get proper athletes coming out of Tobago. Listen, this is for the children, this is for the athletes. Yeah? All this foolishness with who thief and who work out and all this nonsense, that needs to stop.
I mean, that's so much pettiness. That's real pettiness.
Real pettiness.
Real pettiness, You
hiding because you say somebody thief in your workout. Come on, man. And nonsense.
This is 2022 now. And even though where in Tobago can hide? You better go and train inside. Because you can't stop me from coming and watch you train. And even though I'm watching you train, and you are the best. Let's say Zenith is the best club in Tobago, and Zenith producing athletes. I want to know what Zenith is doing right, so I can assist my athletes too.
Of course.
What is wrong with that?
And then you, as a person from Zenith, you should want the best.
Of course.
It's a different club. You should want the best for the people of Tobago.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, they end up representing Trinidad and Tobago. So we continue going out there and look good. And by extension, Tobago, we get to sit down on the TV and do interviews and say that person came out of Tobago.
No, it's really poor. The mindset of persons who are thinking like that, because they can't just be selfish with your athletes, because it's not your athletes, it's Tobago's athletes.
Of course.
Right? And that brings me to the next point. I'm hoping that we have a zonal team to go and participate this Sunday. I know that the last conversation I had with someone on the organizing committee, funds would have been one of the challenges that they are faced with.
Right.
But what the entries would have done, instead of going with the route of clubs, the route of clubs, they would have decided to go zonal. So all the clubs in Tobago now, if they get the funding, they have to come together to ensure that we have the best representation.
And now we are one zone, one Tobago. We have to go down as a mix.
Exactly.
Right? All as one.
Yeah.
Come on, we need to start pulling together. We need to start doing things in unison. Yes, we are clubs, are separate clubs. But then, anyway, I'm hearing that Kelsey is on. So let's talk about this fantastic weekend that we just had in Zenith Relays.
Let's bring Kelsey on. Yes, Kelsey. You hear me loud and clear, right?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We were waiting on you for like about 5 minutes. Were you running at 800 or 1500?
3,000.
700? Oh my gosh, that's a new one. That's a new one, like the 1x1 by 2x2 relay.
It's new to you.
I just need to come over to track and field and get on the program. Just come over to track and field.
Fantastic. Nice having you on Inside the Game. Kelsey. Are you refreshed and you're back up to speed. Your energy is back from a really hectic weekend?
No, it's not. Still tired.
You're still tired? So Kelsey, we here considered the Zenith Relays as a successful event. Tell us about, coming out of the 2 days of track and field at the White Sox Stadium, the 11th annual, is 11th annual, right? Zenith Relays.
Yes.
I mean, your thoughts and feedback on how you felt the event went?
Okay, so what we tried to do, first of all, we needed to, it wasn't always a field festival, it was just Zenith Relays. And we noticed that there wasn't a lot of focus on the field events, as you mentioned earlier, because when that's happening, if at a track meet, people normally focus on the track. So we decided to include the field events so that there could be a focus on that as well. And if you notice, we went from under nines to open male and female because we wanted to target all the stages of LTAR development. Most of the meets would cater to the juniors. There was hardly anything that was focusing on the juveniles. The meet this weekend, we would say it was successful. It took tooth and nail, I would tell you, to get that meet off. I will tell you, tooth and nail, no sleep to get that meet off.
Yeah.
And we are happy that it did because this was not about Zenith, it wasn't about Tobago, it was about the track and field community of Trinidad and Tobago. Because if you look, a lot of the track meets were cancelled leading up to what we would call Championship Month, which is in June, where we have all the championships of the age groups. And 3 meets, including a meet that was going to be used for qualifiers for the Pan Am Juniors, they were all cancelled. So Zenith served not just as a relay for the community of the track community of Tobago, but the track and field community of Trinidad and Tobago.
Fantastic. I understand that we have Don online as well. I'm not seeing Don. Donny, are you here there as well? Don, come in.
Yeah, hello. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm here. I'm hearing you now, Don. Yeah.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, fantastic. So Don, what's your position with the Zenith Club as well?
I am assistant coach, or what I like to say, apprentice to Mr. Gerard Franklin.
Oh, fantastic.
I usually work with the junior program.
Don, how did it feel to you to see the athletes back out competing this weekend?
Well, firstly, as a track fan, it was a pleasure after the whole COVID lockdown and everything, to see everyone coming out and supporting the athlete. It's always, a good feeling to see the younger athletes, especially under 9s and the under 13 competing so fiercely. In a friendly manner though, but it's always a pleasure to see them. So to me, it was refreshing to be back at the White House Stadium, just to breathe the air, be in the track, that's what track and field is about.
Yeah, fantastic. Come, you can chip in anytime you want,
No problem, you are doing a fantastic job.
Were you waiting for the 50 meter or the 100 meter? Which one? Fantastic. So Don and Kelsey, any one of you, would you say things went according to plan over the 2 days? Because I know that executing an event of this magnitude, you will obviously have your teething problems. But would you say everything went to plan?
According to our plan, it went according to God's plan. There were some hiccups. I would not, because we all know there was a late start, but we really reined it in on the second day because we had to, there were some events that rolled over. But outside of that, it was a learning curve as well for both Don and I, because we are new to the actual, organizing side of it. But it came out just the way it was supposed to. I think if it had gone any other way, it wouldn't have been the same.
and what would you say was the highlight of the weekend for you, Kelsey?
Bringing you over to the side of track and field, man.
I like that answer, Kelsey. I like that answer. Definitely.
and other than me coming across.
But Don may have something else.
So then what was the highlight for you on the weekend? I mean, in both track and field. The first time you guys would have had field events. I mean, how was that for you?
Well, they say you see the under 9 run. It's always, it's always a fun experience seeing them on the track, seeing their developments, and see them practicing and coming on the track and executing. So that was the highlight for me. In terms of the field event, well, Janitor Club at always try to promote track and field. We don't usually stick to track. So, our long-standing head coach, field coach, Mr. Wade Franklin, we had to include him in the field event aspect of it. So yeah, so at this meet coming out, we just decided so we have to put in the field events for a more holistic aspect of track and field.
Yeah, and in terms of the turnout from the public, you guys were impressed by that, or you felt that more persons could have come out and support the youngsters?
Well, I always leave room for improvement, but for our first try coming out of COVID, I was pretty impressed by the turnout. So I can't complain. So kudos to all who came out and support Zenith Athletic Club on the day, and kudos to all the supporters.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you are a coach as well in the Zenith Club. Are you like a former athlete, or you?
Yes, I'm a former junior athlete, past student of Bishop High School, former national junior athlete as well, with the 20 events, the 100 meter and 200 meter.
Yeah, so how does it
Represented.
feel?
Yeah.
How does it feel returning and giving back as a coach to the club?
Well, I would say it's a natural fit. Coming from my background, coming from a sports background, my father being a PE teacher, and my both parents are teachers, so I'm always giving back to children. I learn that from my parents. We always give back to children, always trying to help people and all of that. So yeah, so it's pretty natural. I also knowing Coach Franklin pretty much my whole life. When he asked me to come and assist him, it was a definite yes for me. So yeah, it was an easy. I would say it was a seamless fit for me. Being a fan of track and field and being somewhat of what I would call a living room track and field analyst. So actually being out there training with them on a daily basis, it's like it's therapeutic, as I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And I know Kelsey's also a former athlete as well. And Kelsey, I know you basically are treating with the toddlers, because I've been asking you for the longest while to have my 5-year-old. But I know that you have seen her in action, so you told me, let her try another club. But I mean, I will take her up to Mercury's event this Sunday, and you will see how powerful she is, And then you're going to take her over to Zenith. But Kelsey, as a former athlete, how does it feel returning home? Because I know that you were there on scholarship of course, in States, and you're now back home working for the club that would have actually given you the opportunity. How does it feel returning and giving back?
Because you said it, Marcus, the club that gave me an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Running is what changed my life, and I'm at the stage where I want to pay it forward. So I want to do for at least what Mr. Franklin and the both Franklin brothers did to me, and they gave me a platform for tertiary education and a platform to be able to enhance the skill or the talent that God had given me. So now I want to be that for somebody else.
Yeah. Well, what's the secret behind Zenith's longevity as a club? Because I mean, since I've been going to like secondary school, which is like donkey years ago, Zenith is still around. I mean, what's the secret behind Zenith?
That was an easy in for me to give a joke, but I'm not going to do it on live TV, right? But I would say it's the dedication of the persons, and as far as I know, they do it without looking back for something. Mr. Franklin has been doing this. What's the word to use? Um, Selflessly for how many years? And I think that's what it is. We don't do it with a handout, reaching back for something. It's just wanting to see the best for the athletes, wanting to see the best for the island. And when you do something with the best of intentions, I think it stays and it sticks.
And are you impressed with the state of track and field in Tobago specifically?
There's always room for improvement. I would say that there are things that have has to be fixed, and soon. Because when you look at some of the age groups, I deal with the juveniles, but in getting ready for this Republic Bank Relay Festival, there are gaps. There are gaps in certain events, there are gaps in certain age groups that as an island we need to address.
And as you touched on the Republic Bank Relay Festival, are we going to see what Zenet or Tobago Zone competing there?
Fingers crossed that Tobago would be able to participate.
So why fingers crossed? No, nothing you say will not be held against you. You're not in court.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. But are you what let's say, boy, are you expecting that a Tobago team will be there on Sunday?
I am optimistic that we would be able to leave it up to, what's to say, I go with faith. Because like I told you, for Senate, up until Friday afternoon, we were like, how? And it came off. So that's the same attitude I'm going to take into the Relay Festival for Sunday.
So you guys have already earmarked athletes to perform on Sunday?
We have the athletes. It's just the logistics that we're trying to work out.
And logistics in terms of what? Getting on the boat?
Getting back and forth to Trinidad is what's gonna. Yes.
Is it that you are seeking sponsorship now, because you can make a plug on the TV right now?
At this time, it's pretty late to say looking for sponsorship, but it's more than just sponsorship. It's the logistics for Tobago teams in traveling to Trinidad is not always taken into consideration, because it's not a jump on the bus situation, drive to the stadium and then drive back home. We have to think about either the ferry or the plane. With the ferry, now you cannot go down. It's not a same day type thing, because you're looking for the best effort from the athletes, right? And then there's stay and there's meals. So those are all the things that we have to consider as Tobago teams traveling to Trinidad.
And should we be successful in getting a team down there on Sunday, like estimate how many athletes, over 50, close to 100?
The Tobago contingent has just about 73 athletes.
Wow. And you would definitely like to see the Tobago team compete there?
I would definitely like to see, because, I think we could win this.
Yes. Do you have the categories for that event in terms of the age groups go up?
It would be under 15 to open men and women. So under 15, under 17, under 20 in both male and female, and then open men and women.
Fantastic. Kelsey, just being there on Sunday and experiencing the energy from the participants. I love the synergy from the Trinidad teams that competed as well. And it was my first track and field meet calling the races. The excitement was very much up there with cricket. I'm not going to tell you which I prefer. But I did enjoy the exciting races, most definitely the juveniles. And it was good of you guys to start them off, give them the opportunity also to run the relays. Normally they will go to these meets with their parents or their brothers and sisters, and they will be in the pavilion cheering on. So it was good to see them on the track itself and also throwing the cricket ball and doing different things. So I must commend the Zenith Athletic Club and the organizing committee. And as I'm on the organizing committee, you can feel free to pick up some of your organizing members.
Right. So first of all, the club would like to thank the Minister Shamfa Kudrow, because she came in clutch for us. I can't thank her enough. We would also like to thank the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sports. We had a lot of persons that came in really clutch for us at the end. We really want to thank all the clubs that came. We had about 26 clubs, with only 5 of them being from Tobago. So we really want to thank the Trinidad counterparts for coming. The members of the public, because without them, that energy inside the stadium would not have been possible. I really want to, at this point, big up our parent group, small but mighty, and they volunteered their souls out. As I about volunteers, the officials were mostly the Tobago Officials Association partnered. They're partnering with Speyside High School, so a lot of the children that you saw there volunteering in the gray t-shirts, they were from Speyside High School. There's so many people to mention. If we don't get to you tonight, we will get to you personally as a
Yes.
club. So we really want to thank everybody who contributed. And as we're talking about contribution, next year is only 365 days away. So if you want to be a part of these Dynamic Relays next year,
Yeah.
feel free to contact any one of us. And we are looking for volunteers. We are looking for sponsors because we want to make it bigger and better next year. Who knows? It could be regional. So those are all of the things that we want to do with the games. And so this is the call for you as Tobagonians, as Trinidad and Tobagonians, to be a part of it. Yes.
Fantastic. And then you can put me down to come back again next year. You know, I enjoy the food and the things that you have given to me to talk all day. You know, hopefully I can be back next year. You know, but what's next for Zenith? Just before we go, what's next for Zenith?
Well, for every club in Tobago, we have, like I said, Championship Month is coming up in June. So first for us would be the little ones with juvenile champs, which is set to go off on the 4th and 5th, I think, of June. So that's the under 9s, the under 9s, the under 11s, under 13s.
Right.
And then we go into the juniors that's following. And then after that, we have the seniors. Juniors and seniors, they do have an opportunity to make some national teams this year. So it's good to look forward to that. But as a club, we also will have like a sports and family day at the end to mark the end of the season. And we want to really stress that this season really wasn't so much about competition, but it was that whole incorporation of getting people back out, being active after that whole, that 2 years of being at home. So that's our target as a club. And please, we are asking persons to stay tuned to our social media pages, and we will post, information about new intake because we have been getting a lot of those requests. And just stay tuned to our pages and you'll get the information from there.
Fantastic. And you can also feel free to share the information with Tobago Updates and Tobago Sports Live and also Inside the Game. We will be obviously delighted to share the information to the general public. And Mr. Don Campbell, any final words before we go?
Dylan.
Dylan, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry for renaming you Dylan. I'm getting him.
Definitely we could have pulled this game off. It was a bit. The last couple of days before the game was a bit frantic, and they really brought it together and came together as one and decided, pool all our resources together and to pull this game off. I mean, whatever we thought is challenges on the day as well as you would have seen as an announcer. But all in all, we pulled it off, and thanks be to God.
Fantastic. And I want to thank you, Mr. Dylan, and of course, Mrs. Toussaint Reed for being with us here tonight. As I said, commendation to the Zenith Club, from Coach Franklin to Kelsey and your organizing committee. I think you guys did an excellent job over the weekend in bringing out the best of our youngsters and, of course, Tobago. So continue doing what you guys are doing, and feel free, as I said before, to engage Tobago Updates, Tobago Sports Live and Inside the Game as we continue to build Tobago. Right? So, good evening to you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Fantastic.
Interesting stuff there.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm told that we also have another interview lined up.
Yes,
it's going to be a long night. So many things happening. We need to get the information out there to the general public.
Yes.
And this one is what? Swim, run and ride.
The triathlon. That happened last weekend on the 14th.
I primed myself up for that, but then on the morning, my alarm didn't go, so I didn't attend. So I'm told that we have him online, right? Yes. Good evening and welcome to Inside the Game. Yeah, so this standing by for the tournament coordinator of triathlon, the above fitness, and that kind of threw me off too. No, above my fitness is not above. You know, I don't think it's even equal.
So let me take a moment.
So you have.
Oh wow, there he is.
Yes. Good evening to you. Good evening to you, sir. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce your name until you pronounce it for me, and then I'm going to call you that after.
Good afternoon, Mr. Daniel.
Good evening to you, sir.
NDBC.
NDBC. NDBC. What's the story behind that name, though? If you don't mind sharing. If you don't mind sharing, what's the story behind it?
It means life is foremost. I was sick at birth, and the doctor he belly me a passed. And now he said most of the time a woman has a first born and they're so close to death. That is the name that is given to them in Nigeria.
Right. Fantastic. You learn something new every day, right?
Every day, definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us on Inside the Game. And we all saw the success of your very first event, the Above Fitness Triathlon. Tell us how did it go for you?
Well, it was short notice, and we want to thank God firstly for it coming off. We want to thank everybody who chipped in and played their part in it. This event really, what I would say was really just to somewhat bring something different to the sport field in Tobago, and I believe that we reach where we at least at the starting point of where we wanted to reach.
Oh, fantastic. And how many persons would have participated?
Oh, in this event we had 17 individuals, and we had 4 relay teams. The 4 relay teams were from Tobago, and for that I want to say thank you very much for the support. Relays in triathlons not being something big in thing that we want to get out there, along with the I working hand in hand with the Triathlon Federation, who is a great support to the club that I want to thank. We're trying to get triathlons out, relay triathlons out there. So this event was just the start of something new. Out of the 17 individuals, we had 6 national athletes who were vying for the times from this event for the Commonwealth Games, in which they were successful. We had one individual here from Tobago, Mark London.
Yeah.
He came fourth. The relay teams with some good times. You know, some of them haven't been in the water on bikes and even on the road for such a long time, and they came and they really give it a great effort. So, you know, I want to thank them yet again. I'm really hoping that this event would have reached out more so to the sporting fraternity in Tobago, and also reach out to the schools. What we want to do coming out of this is begin a school series. For example, the Triathlon Federation would have a school series running in Trinidad right now, where they reached out to 44 schools, and coming out of that they would have had 300 triathletes. And I believe because of the natural talent that we have here in Tobago, we can have such in Tobago.
Fantastic.
With the pools being closed in Tobago, it's somewhat of a hamper. But I'll continue to stress on it. I'll continue to press on it, what we could do to get the pools open here in Tobago, so we could have the young athletes in Tobago back in the water. We are an island surrounded by water, and it's only so much training you could get from the seawater. Nevertheless, we have a national athlete who is a swimmer. I can't remember her first name.
As
Onika Walker.
Onella Walker? Onella
A
Walker, yeah?
national swimmer.
Yeah.
Onella Walker. Yes, thank you for the correction. Onella Walker, a national swimmer from right here in Tobago, and the pools are close here, so we don't want to be wasting natural natural talent.
Yeah, and I want
So
to
if we could,
agree. I want to side with you on that. You know, surrounded by water, and most of us would have you know, been to beaches as teenagers or even before teenage. You know, we grew up at the beach, and for me, I grew up in Castera, and I can tell you I'm a big swimmer. You know, but I've never tried triathlon. And you seem very young. I mean, are you a triathlete as well?
actually, I'm 28. I'm not a triathlete. I did a triathlon once already.
Right. But why why triathlon for you? Why have you chosen this particular sporting event to execute here in Tobago?
I believe in doing one-on-one sports, and I believe in doing things differently. The normal thing in Tobago to me is football and cricket, two sports that I like.
Right.
And me, I spent a little in Trinidad because of work, and I've seen, the sort of training that triathletes would do, and I've seen, what it could also do and offer to you, and that, is something that could be big in here. Mark London, one of our own, he was a national 400-meter runner. He won the Rainbow Cup already. He's from right there, and he didn't do no international training to do this. So let's look at it. If he had this international training, then he'd have been out there. He's young, triathlete, get better as they age. So you never know, we might see him in the next Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, fantastic. So above fitness, can we expect to see more triathlon events or more outside the box events here in Tobago?
Just a small correction, above average fitness. Well, yes, things in the making. What we want to do next is hold a relay event. So in Trinidad, they will have a relay event, schools, primary schools and secondary schools. So we also want to do a relay event here in Tobago later down in the year for primary schools and secondary schools. And the pools being open back will be an integral part in this. So with the relay events happening in Trinidad, and then the relay events happening in Tobago, we have a championship meet, for example. So we have the intercol running in Trinidad, and we have intercol running in Tobago, and then they all come take the winners from Tobago will go to Trinidad. So if we could have the relay events in Tobago, the relay events in Trinidad, winners come to Tobago, and we have the zonal meet, the championship in Tobago. So we want to look at the bigger picture. We just don't want to look at something small, but put the athletes out there. Because again, I'll stress on, we have natural talent here in Tobago, natural talent here in Tobago, and it also open up doors for coaches, for triathlon coaches. It also open up doors for technical officials, because in the sport of triathlons, you will need technical officials, people to be at the different stations, and that way you have more job, more job offers.
Yeah. Is it an expensive event to host? Would you say it's an expensive event to host?
Well, coming out of this one, yes, I would say that.
So were you able to attract sponsors from the private sector, or you got some support from the Tobago House of Assembly?
What I would say is I try to, because the event was hosted in Buku, I try to reach out to sponsors, well, businesses somewhat in the Buku and environs area. I want to thank the Trinidad and Tobago Triathlon Federation. A special thanks to Miss Karen and Mr. Derek Daniel. A special thanks to Mr. Jason Gooden. La Toruga restaurant right in Buku.
Yeah.
Solomon's Captain, James Empire Car Wash, Shoppers TT Plug, Jay's Precision, Kazam Photographies, Ank Designs, Dill Smiths, Flash Fire. A special thank also to the Lifeguard, to Digicel, to Tourism Beyond Agency, the villagers of Buku, that they came out in their support, they came help anything that was happening, they helped. Mr. Craig, he also reached out and helped. So, it was a chip in from everyone. It came late, but everybody still tried their best to reach on board. We formed a committee. The committee members we came together and we tried. So what I would say was this one was a learning experience,
Yeah.
and we hoping that from the next one things are even better.
Yeah. So can we expect that you will lead the fight to get the pools reopened in Tobago?
This is the start of the fight. This is wrong one. We have two pools in Tobago.
Yeah.
The one in Blackrock and the one out there in Argyle. And I wanna hope that that the rightful persons are looking on, and by tomorrow, by Monday, my phone is ringing to come for a meeting to find out when the pools need to be open, because they need to be open.
Yeah.
Miss Beverly, one of the managers who was at the YMCA pool in Blackrock, she does a class at the beach in Buku. Now, you could learn to swim in the sea, but correction of the strokes needs to be done in the pool water. Myself, I'm a swimming coach, and it's a bit more. It's a lot of technical work to it.
Yeah.
So if you could get it open, get something going, that would be very, very nice. Because we have a lot more in store for Tobago.
Fantastic. And as you go, feel free to highlight some of the winners in the individual category and also in the relays.
No problem. So coming first in the individual males, Jason Castillo. Coming second, John Mark Randerson. Coming third, Liam Pep. Coming fourth, our own right behind, like female category, Jenna Ross. Coming Christian George. In the relay events, all men from Tobago. The first team, Seeley, Chapman and John. The second team, Williams, Squashy and Michael. The third team, Beard, Kerr and Chance. And the fourth team, Allen, Tony and Holder. I'm hoping that next year we have more relay teams on board and we have more individuals. I must say, Tobago, this was the moment to clap yourselves. The national athlete from Trinidad was very happy and pleased at how the place is clean and they love the water, and they are calling for triathlon festivals where they have more than one event, and it probably will take us whole day. So thank you, Tobago.
Fantastic. Come interesting stuff there. As I
Very much so.
As I said, I got up in the morning, but my alarm didn't go off. So you can look forward to seeing me at the next one. Let me say commendation to you and the organizing committee. Commendation to the community of Buku and environs. All the sponsors that got on board. The first time holding an event, I know of challenges to get sponsors, to get people believing in you. And it says a lot about you, the 28-year-old who looks very young. And I really hope that we can get the pools reopened very soon and have the youngsters swimming again. So thank you so much for being with us on Inside the Game. Always feel free to reach out to us and share the information, because we are about highlighting Tobago's athletes, getting them out there to the world. Any final words before you go?
Thank you, to you, Mr. Daniel, and the crew. Before I go, I just stress on, the sport reaching out to the schools. Triathlon is something an athlete could start at the age of 6, and as they grow, they get stronger and older. And, again, having natural talent, we really don't want it to go to waste. The next Commonwealth Games will be held in Australia. Why not have somebody from right here in Tobago going to Australia? Why not have the triathlon camp being held right here in Tobago? So, for the right people who are listening at this time, and I know Mr. Daniel, you're a good one in the sport and fertility. Yeah. So, I know we'll get somewhere with this.
Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. And we'll be in touch.
Thank you very
much. So yeah, come here. So the next one, I mean, we can maybe have an inside the game team.
Listen, let me tell you something. I am born Tobagonian, but when it comes to those bodies of water, I'll leave this swimming.
No, well, I will swim. Yeah, because I'm from Castaway, so I will do the swimming.
All right, boy.
Let's ensure that you have the paramedics outside, we have to do multiple resistance.
But let me just big up a couple of guys. Now, he spoke about the relays. Let me big up the Dose Fit crew. Right? So Seeley, Chapman, and John, I think, were the 3 names that he mentioned.
Right.
They came out of the Dose Fit crew. Right. When I saw the picture, Seeley was supposed to run on Saturday in the stadium, and he did not show because he went and swim.
Is that Seeley? That's Seeley there?
No, that's not Seeley. Seeley's a runner / swimmer.
Right.
But they did fantastic. I heard that the times were wonderful, but they won the relays, and kudos to them, kudos to their coach, of course, Javon Carrington. Big up you, Javon. Big up the boys.
Yeah, and he mentioned that we have it naturally here in Tobago. The beaches clean. They spoke about that. We have the hills that we are naturally built. Physically, when you look at the Tobagonian, you can swim, we can run, and we can ride. As I said, I tried a triathlon before as a relay. I did the first leg in swimming, and I came up against some lifeguards, but I wasn't daunted, I put my strokes in, and I got back in safely. I'm not to tell you when I came in, but I got back in shore safely. So I'm looking forward to the other events that this particular group has in store for Tobago, because they seem, as you rightfully mentioned, he wants to get outside of the cricket and the football and do something different. Because, as I said, not everyone will like cricket and football. There are some persons who may like chess, like the triathlon as well. So it's like Red Bull. Red Bull they normally do these extreme events.
Yes.
So maybe we can.
We had one here in Tobago a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we may be onto something. But Camille, I know we have been here very long, and we have some events coming up this weekend. We want to of course highlight the Paradise Challenge. This is another club in Tobago, another track club.
Yes, Kites and Panthers.
Right.
Definitely one to look forward to, and you may see me running for that one. I don't hear them talking about a coach's race. I tell them, leave me alone, please.
This time my alarm will definitely go on. I have to see this one. Paradise Challenge, and it's so good to see that these clubs are doing fundraisers, because I look at this as a fundraiser as well.
Of course.
And not just dependent on private or even government to support, but do these events and charge by the gate, and you have a concession area where you can make something for your athletes. And I was really impressed with the uniformity of the teams I saw last weekend as well.
Of course.
I know normally you pick up a pants and a jersey and go and run, but I saw Zenit looking really smart, the Burnley as well, and even RSS.
Phoenix,
I always thought that RSS, it was Roxburgh something.
School.
Yes.
No, Rising Superstars, Phoenix.
And I was firstly shocked to see you there, because what's your connection there anyway?
What do you mean? I am the juvenile coach at RSS Phoenix, so my babies will be in action this weekend. Of course, you can see some of our athletes there. There's one particular picture that I need my producer to pick up.
That's what Zenit? That's the one with the Zenit athletes?
No, Zenit. I'm talking about my boys.
Love this one.
Listen, when I saw this picture and I saw this moment actually caught on camera, listen, I said kudos to the boys.
Yeah.
We didn't tell them to do this.
No, but it says a lot about what you guys as
Definitely,
adults
and
bring
this
to
is
the
what
club.
I want to get out there.
Fantastic.
It says a lot about what we do at the club.
Yeah.
What we try to instill into our athletes. We try to focus on holistic development, where we develop them in every aspect of their life. We prepare them for life. And I was so proud to actually see them joining and putting God first before the race. And let me just add, they mash up that race. When I tell them they mash it up.
I mean, I like relays. But it was the very first time I've seen 1 by 1 by 2 by 2. I know of the other one. Let's call it one again, where you have one person. The first leg is 100. Then the second leg is 200.
And then a 3.
A 3 and
a 4.
I can't remember the name of it. They
call it
Swedish. Yes. I know of that one, but it was the first time seeing 1 by 1 by 2 by 2. That was exciting as well. So we have the Kaizen Panthers event coming up as well. That's right after the Mercury.
Yes, next weekend. So it's the 29th.
Yeah, and then this one is Kingdom Soldiers Night Walk.
It's a walk against violence.
Yes. I think I may do this one. It's not that strenuous, And they started Wim Anglican School.
Yes.
And then they come to Spring Garden, Trace, Orange Hill, Union Village. And is that Mason Hall? That's again a state church, right? Yeah. So it's a walk against school violence, and we need that. We need more.
Just about to add.
Yes, we need to put that out there. I even saw Tobago School got into the mix as well in that violence in school. I mean, when I was going to school, we had it, but not to the amount that I'm seeing these days.
The excess that you're seeing now.
And they're getting even more violent. Where they're using weapons. I mean, going in school is good hand to hand, and then next day you are asked
you are friends.
Exactly.
My friend my friends from secondary school, we started off fighting.
Yeah.
My friend Princess.
Yeah.
Princess McIntosh, a pleasant good night to you. Our first encounter was a fight.
Yeah, so it's something that we as adults we really need to get on it.
Definitely.
So I'm happy to see that someone would have taken the initiative. And I'm hoping that they can catch on. And obviously, I believe that Tobago Sports Live and Tobago updates will be there to capture that initiative as well. And then obviously, we have the relaunch of Kick It with Karen. Definitely, we're going to have Karen there next Thursday. Karen, yes, our national women's captain. She has an event, a youth Kick It with Karen event on the 8th, on the 10th, on the 12th, on the 14th. So I know that the registration been going good. I heard on another frequency talking about it. And trust me, look at the prices here: 15,000, 4,000, 1,000 for 2 days. 2 days of participating.
And I must say, she gets bigger and bigger. Listen, from where it started to where it is now, there's major progress that you can see.
So I look forward to that. And as I said, we're gonna have Karen here next week talking about the event, and of course we're gonna engage her about the preparation of the women's team as they prepare to get into the next round of that qualifiers. And then this, just tonight, the name Another Walker was mentioned.
Right.
She's going to be there along with her coach, Mr. Mosey Dinoon. I can't remember his name right now, but he's a coach in swimming, and they're going to be participating in this event, the Pan Am Aquatics Age Group Swimming Championships, and Another out of Castor. Big up Castor all the time, So I want to wish Anela and her coach, who's going to be, I think, competing in the Masters category, come the 2nd to the 5th of June. So that's something to look forward to. So if you're in Trinidad, you're Tobagonian in Trinidad, go across there and support our Tobagonians. Obviously, you're supporting the entire event, but cheer harder for the Tobagonians down there.
Definitely.
Right? And then this event, I'm involved in terms of putting together fixes and announcing as well in this event. Come Sunday, the first set of games are going to be taking place at the Mount Pleasant Recreation Ground. I'm told that they have entertainment by the form of the Swappy in a 3D. Yeah, he's gonna be there. I'm not too sure which D he's gonna be at this time because I think 3D was like 10 years ago, so he may be at 90. Swappy in a 3D to 90.
It's not 40.
It's 40. So Tobago Cup is gonna be on Sunday. $25,000. The first prize for the winning senior team, and then there's also a junior competition as well. $12,000 they will be competing for, And some of the teams I have seen registered for this competition, I expect that it's going to be very competitive. I've seen Stockyville, Charlottesville making a return, Bethel United, Phoenix, I'm seeing DXL, Block Boys, Golden Lane, Monk St. George, a number of teams within the communities.
It's expected to be
yes,
very
it's going to be
competitive.
really exciting. And then on Sunday,
battle here in Tobago.
yeah, on Sunday, the first game, they're going to have DXL Block Boys, basically a Phoenix breakaway team against Signal Hill. And I'm told Signal Hill will have the likes of Karen Williams, Tyrone Manning, Kenvon Marcel, and all those guys going up against the DXL Block Boys with Jabari Francis and all those guys. So, exciting times in Tobago this weekend. The Tobago Cricket Association League will also be starting on Saturday. So we have cricket on as well on Saturday and relay festival on Sunday. Really keep my fingers crossed, Camille, that we can have a Tobago team going down there to compete in that zonal relay festival. And then we have registration still open for the Rainbow Cup. We spoke about triathlon tonight. Rainbow Cup is something that we all are aware of in Tobago, starting in the month of June on the 11th. And trust me, this is going to be a big one. It's normally a big one.
It's usually a big thing. It's usually a big thing.
Exacting times. And again, cricket again, let me say congratulations to Jaron Alfred. He's going to be the captain of one of the teams in Trinidad. And I want to stress on Trinidad. Captain of one of the teams in Trinidad, Tobagonian, captain a team in Trinidad. Now, the teams would have been selected based on the recently held 50 overs tournament in Trinidad. And Jan would have played for Central Sports, him along with Dejan Charles. And obviously, you know, Jan would have coached, captained the Buko Reef Divers to the final. Yes, in the T10. And he's also the captain of Roxbow Strikers, the defending 40 overs champion. So he has captaincy pedigree, and I'm happy to see that the cricket board would have, give him that opportunity to really captain a team with some big name players there as well. So I want to wish Jan all the best. I want to wish Dejon Charles all the best as they put their best foot forward in trying to get into that national 50 overs team. And of course, Zerisha Hackett, Assemblyman Zerisha Hackett. This is the District Cup currently taking place out there at the Table Peace Recreation Ground. And Tobago Sports Live would have been bringing some of the games live. And by the looks of it, it has been a really successful event thus far. A number of persons starved for opportunities in that particular area. They have been putting their best foot forward, and the community going out there and supporting the initiative.
They're your boys.
Yes, as I mentioned at the beginning, our under 13 boys. I mean, the victory, it felt like they won the league because they have worked really hard. They would not have had the opportunity to play primary schools cricket or any kind of cricket before coming into this competition. So that victory there is a start of great things to come. So, as I said, Coach Gilly and all the guys, congratulations to you guys. This is Kerry Celestine and his Elite Eagles two-day event. The first day was completely washed out. Really hoping that indoor facility can come on stream very soon.
That thing needs to come into play. We have been doing this too long.
And
rain washing out netball, basketball. Come on, it's time enough.
And it's not easy planning an event. You cater, you bring teams from Trinidad, and boom, you can't play because of the inclement weather. And then, by the looks of it, I went down there the second day. It was really a successful event by Kerry. And I can't stop heaping praises on Kerry Celestine, returning home again. He saw Kelsey, he saw Dylan coming back home and giving back. Coming back. And
definitely.
I mean, that's Gerald over there, Baku, doing officiating. These guys will have had the opportunity to go to UTTL on scholarship, and they're now back home, giving back what they would have been given in their time from Coach Vince and all those other guys. And to see these youngsters putting their best foot forward, and Coach Celestine pushing this initiative on. Commendation to you, son. Continue doing what you are doing. The Mercury Juvenile Showdown, look out for Araya Rose Daniel on Sunday, coming in from the east and taking the event. And I will be here back on Thursday, of course, with the trophies. My boy, Michael Jem Gordon, playing with Police in the Ascension League. I mean, he's in ripping form in front of goal. 6 goals so far. I mean, Police, I think, now in 3rd position. And Jem, I have real high hopes of Jem. I mean, he had a back and forth with the Pro League teams on there. I think he was playing with W Connection at one point in time.
Yes, he was.
And W Connection is a big Pro League team. And to get into that team as a Tobagonian says a lot about your talent.
Says a lot.
You know, so I'm hoping that this will now, get him in the eyesight of Coach Angus Eve in getting into that national team. So, Jem, continue doing what you're doing. I know I'm here cheering for you. I told you that I'm going to come down one of these Sundays and see you play live. You know, some people say I bring bad luck, but I know that you know, I'm going to be there.
I'm not going to comment.
I'm going to be there. And, you know, when the game done, you'll know I'm there. But I'm going to be there supporting. You know, so Kami, it has been a wonderful show, and I really want to thank Soren.
Definitely some informative stuff happening tonight.
I want to thank Soren, thank Kelsey, the tiring Kelsey, Mr. Dylan, and of course, I don't want to mispronounce his name, but the guy from Chaffland, and to you, Kami, and of course, the Sports Live crew, Porter and Bibi and all those guys behind the scenes, putting together this wonderful show Inside the Game, where we aim to inform and educate persons with all that's happening with sport in Tobago. You know, so it's out.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it
yes.
for tonight.
Thank you so much for being with us on this Inside the Game. Mr. Cricket saying, continue being safe out there, and of course, spread the word. When it comes to sports, the only place to get the information is Inside the Game. Cheers for now.
Of course, definitely. Have a good night.
Let's go!